So greetings guys, and welcome to yet another episode of Podvise. My name is Ronnie Nkeo, I'm the creator of the show, and I am joined by my lovely co-host as usual. I have Miss Joy over here, who's our amazing writer and community manager, and we have Mr. Kevin over there, who's the executive producer and brand manager, and of course, my lovely and able DOP, who's Mr. Ayeko, who's behind the scenes. You guys will just see him as time progresses. But yeah, as per usual, we have these amazing conversations that pertain to us and our amazing community and Africa as a whole. So we love for you guys to just chime in, so we can exchange our insights. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what we have in store this week. And how are you guys feeling? First of all,
easy, we're good.
I hope hakuna mapasiriko kama last episode. Nice.
This time, there is no disclaimer, but it will be more class. Welcome to class, basically. Because we have to get knowledge on these things. We have to know these things, like where the world is going, and there are a lot of exploitation happening. I just feel like it's the responsible thing to do, to read up a few things and just be knowledgeable on these things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that you know how to protect yourself and your country at large, right?
Yeah.
So let's kick off with the China Square.
Right.
People hear China and different reactions come out of the room.
Right, yeah. That has
I
been
just
a
feel
trending
like,
topic,
yeah, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
And how China was treating Kenyans. I feel like that colored a lot of what Kenyans felt about the Chinese.
Yeah.
That's backed up with then how much they're in our economy and the way they are building our roads, and people are a bit uncomfortable with that. Yeah. But like, okay, this is feeling umetujaja sasa. So there was that negative aspect.
Yeah.
But before getting to China Square, I was reading, and for example, now when I don't know if you guys know, but Kenya is the first country to actually transport frozen avocados to China, and it resulted to 7 billion to the Kenyan market.
Income, yeah.
So that's good. And they're also doing it for tea. So it just happened the other day, and the farmers were really, it's a sigh of breath.
Yeah.
So there's been pros and cons as well. So for China Square, I'm not sure what this Moses Kuria is doing. But anyway, if you have been under a rock, China Square is the new talk in town, and Kenyans can't seem to find enough. They can't seem to get enough of it. And I feel like they can't seem to get enough of it because first the prices and the range of things you get. If you want home supplies, you'll get it. If you want stationery, you'll get it. If you want this, you'll get it. Appliances, and so it just becomes this one-stop shop for people to go and shop, and it is cheaper, significantly so. So even you guys were telling me how there are lines, right. Because you'll be staying in line.
Because it's just gonna be a long line.
So, and this is what, a month?
Pretty much, yeah. Maybe.
Shy of a month. It's not even a month yet. Maybe it will be a month by the time we're hearing.
Yeah.
But, so the issue with the CS, Moses Kuria, for trade, he's saying that he has offered Professor Wainaina, who is the VC of KU, to buy out Unicity Mall and the China Square and give it to the Gikomba Association, Yamakima and all. So what do you think about his course of action? He wants China Square to exit the Kenyan market. And I think I saw a comment of someone saying, you cannot close out University of Nairobi and Kenyatta University in order to revive Egerton University. You see, so I don't understand the strategy there.
Right.
I think he's trying to rely. No, let me not give you my opinion first. let me not do leading questions. What do you think, just on the whole thing, before even the CSS thing?
Okay, so I guess I'll go first. So my concern with that, okay, so first of all, understand why he's trying to do what he's trying to do, right? Because for at least from what I know, the little that I know, is for an economy to work well, there needs to be fair competition, right? In the sense that you can't come in as a new entrant in the market and destabilize the market that's already there by doing Yeah, but it's significantly like too much. I mean, that's okay too, because the way it works, at least for the Kenyan scene, is most of our products are not manufactured here.
Yeah.
The kinds of products that are on China Square shelves, most of them we have to kind of import, right? And that comes at a cost. So it would be unfair for the traders that are already in the market for you to come in with this other way of operating, because you know they're Chinese, right? They produce what we come to resell here, right? So for them it's easier to, there's significantly lower costs for them.
Yeah, even to bring it in the country.
Yeah, to bring it in the country.
To bring it as a Chinese man and to bring it as a Kenyan.
As a Chinese man.
It's different.
You know, it's different. So there is some logic to it. But the other side of it is you need to remember who Kenyans are as Kenyans, right? Because it might be a way for him to kind of because what he's saying is, right, what I'm doing for my fellow Kenyans. And I mean anyone that says that in the Kenyan government, we already know that.
Doing it for themselves.
The Kenyans and their family.
I feel like if we peel the curtains, he probably has a lot of stakes in these organizations that he is having. Because you cannot tell me that those organizations, I won't even lie, maybe I'm just ignorant. I didn't know there's a Kenyan Association. But I am certain that there is a lot of challenges that Kenyan traders face.
Yeah.
And he's saying that we welcome Chinese in the Kenyan market as manufacturers, not as traders. Is that a law? I don't know. Or is he just coming up with things?
I mean, I think it's probably to protect the Kenyan Association of Manufacturers. You know, so, but also, like, can you really blame them? Like, if you're gonna get another option to get products that are cheaper and probably, you know, I don't know, like the effectiveness.
It's like a wholesale thing. Like, even I feel like market people, instead of now going to import, you just buy there. And sell it online.
Right. And I mean, can you blame the Kenyan market? Because people are getting products that are cheaper and, you know,
and it's a one-stop shop.
Right,
I don't think you understand. Like, oh, I bought a sufuria, then oh my god, I want a chair. Same place, like a mall. You see, that accessibility, it saves so much time. So you can even just say, one day I'm going there and I'll get whatever I want.
Yeah.
So for me, you were telling me he's made how much?
For the first month that they opened, they made, I don't know if it's the first month or the first week, they made 20 million. You know, which is crazy ridiculous amount of money, right? And they were saying, like, a bad day for them, they would make averagely 10 million. You know, which is,
that's a slow day for them.
It's giving a run for, you know, the Kenyan Association of Manufacturers, you know, a run for their money. Because now they have this new entity that comes in, as when they suddenly manufacture the products here, but they get, you know, the Kenyan market.
The advantages are just...
I think it has its pros and cons. To some extent, I side with him, you know, because, you know, he's also I hope he's genuinely looking out for the interests of the Kenyan Association of Manufacturers, you know, and not just looking out for himself, because, you know, that's another ballgame. But still, I feel like there needs to be some sort of regulation. Either they manufacture the products here, or I think maybe the best, or now, you know, comes back to the whole taxation thing. But I feel like that's...
Is this 20, for example, the money they are making, how much is how much is going back to the Kenyan economy? That's a question I would want to know. If all of it is going, because unfortunately for the South Asians, like the Indians and the Chinese, Asians, most of the time they just take them, whatever they get back. So I'd be worried about that. However, I'm lost on exiting the China Square out of the Kenyan market as a strategy. I don't understand the strategy. Maybe somebody should explain to me. Please feel free, if you understand this thing, if you support Moses Kuria and what he's doing, please explain to us what it's really about, because I really want to know what strategy is that. And the proposal is saying he made to the CS, to the Nini of KU to buy out. And then
to lease out the university.
And then
but it just was like a witch hunt.
To give who is this association that's been given Gikomba?
And what are they doing to
and why didn't they think of that before?
Right.
Okay, I just feel like and this is with the little information I have, I feel like it's a bit lazy of thinking. It's a bit of a lazy thinking. I think there's a way we can really leverage this partnership, make it a partnership. You can't tell somebody go. You understand?
Because
I don't understand. Because he's not coming to kill from you, he's not coming to steal from you, but he has just come in a very smart way. Okay? Then find a way to bring it back to the Kenyan market then. Say, okay, fine, you want to be here, but these are the checks and balances. The amount of this, because you are getting this at a cheaper rate from your country, blah blah blah, then ikifika huku, then this is what you have to give in terms of taxation to the market, so that to make sure Kenya is still getting its part, because at the end of the day it's the Kenyan shilling that is putting this, keeping this nini alive. You get what I'm saying? I just don't understand the leave as a strategy. So fine, let's say he buys out Unicity Mall and whatever. First of all, they have that kind of money. Secondly, and then
now you have this place in China Square as the name.
So now will they be paying rent to you? How are they still living? Will you chase them away? Would you rather there is nothing than there is something that is?
It's just seeming as a witch hunt. I think there needs to be them to just like sit down and have an agreement as to how both parties can be able to win. But the last thing I saw, I don't know if they had this convention already, but they were supposed to sit down and see how they can be able to help the Association of Manufacturers in Kenya. Basically, maybe try to see if they can be able to produce their products locally in Kenya. Just so they don't have to import
another question. Wamekatazwa kuproduce? Like what is stopping
For now, they are just bringing their products. So now, I think CS of Ministry and Trade is trying to see how they can be able now to bring in the whole production in Kenya. I think the biggest issue is with the production, right? Are the products being produced in Kenya, or are we just getting the final product?
So if it's produced in Kenya, then even the other markets, they have a fair chance of buying from the same producer here in Kenya, and then they can war on the prices.
It will be a much stabler economy.
Because 20 million shy over 2 weeks is a lot of money. But I will say, like, I'm a bit exhausted with the emotional responses, because I feel like, come Keti Chini, explain to Kenyans, this is why, this is what we've done, this is the research, this is why I'm wary of this, because Kenyans don't know also truly why he's wary of that. Like, why are you afraid of this
and it feels
kind of success? What do you give us a full picture? Then tell us, this is my strategy and this is what I've come up with.
Not just tweeting, because I feel like everybody tweet off of Twitter.
I proposed so and so. It's like they just had that conversation. So I post you or I actually post. That's how I'm thinking about it.
It just feels so hurried, or like it was an emotional response.
Plus, he doesn't, from the person it's coming from, he doesn't have a track record of. He's a businessman first before he's anything else. But this is okay. This is the first idea he's come up with since he's been given that chair.
What else have you guys have had about the Ministry of Trade? I don't think there has been anything too.
And you cannot tell me there haven't been issues. This is the thing. I just feel like it's pandering, like he's trying to chokoza.
It's a witch hunt, right? For some sense. For the person who's doing
to
the most
see
business.
how will Kenyans react. But many Kenyans are like, I don't know, it's cheaper.
I mean, can you blame them?
We're in an age of convenience.
Convenience, efficiency. It saves me times because I can get everything, in the same roof. So
I just feel like the exiting thing, I don't agree with it.
Right.
Find a way to partner with these people. Find a way for the way Kenya will get at least even half of the advantages. And if ikikata, ikishikana, like now if it's not possible, then give us the exit strategy. But to just close out, maybe say 50% of your employees have to be Kenyan. I don't know, something, although you can't tell somebody who to employ. You get stuff like that.
But I mean, we're just looking to see, how the convention will pan out, because I reckon they're supposed to have a meeting to see how they can be able to make value for for both entities, both the Kenyan economy and the Chinese economy.
Because they are not going anywhere. And I'm not sure we want them to. I feel like it feels nice. It's like xenophobia in South Africa. They'll say you're taking our jobs. Like, that kind of mentality is very worrisome to me, because there's no solution. And if these people leave your market, Mtaachiwa
They
na
can't, because their production is so fast and they have so many cheap products.
Yeah.
You can't
learn something from them. Oh, by the way, with the manufacturing thing, I told you guys it will be a class. FYI, Ghana is involved in like a fight with the EU. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, they actually even boycotted the Brussels cocoa thing that they usually get. The issue is this: Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, they produce about more than 50% of cocoa all around the world. So all those, have you ever tried to buy chocolate? Like especially the Swiss chocolate, how much it is? It's like a bar is 2,000.
It's expensive,
but it's literally from Ghana. They produce the raw cocoa, and then they only get a little bit. They get 6%.
Oh wow.
They get 6% from the EU. You get. And from the person I was talking about it was okay. The thing that brought the contention is the EU started saying Ghana is not environmentally sustainable. They're not being environmentally friendly. Ghana hearing that, because they said they're going to give Ghana sanctions. Okay.
And they have to pay for their carbon.
They have to. For something. But Ghana didn't even argue. They said, okay, so what can we do to help this environmental thing? Of course, we want to save the environment. Right? So if you have any ideas, feel free. The idea they gave is that we pay carbon credit. And what carbon credit is, it's the craziest part, Ghana is to pay EU for them not to pollute.
Right. So like a polluter's pay principle.
China is mining, and the carbon credit is we have to pay China so that it doesn't.
It's so ironic.
It doesn't pollute.
Right.
So that carbon credit will be like, okay, fine, now you're environmentally friendly. What's the difference between that and the sanctions itself? So the president of Ghana was pissed, and rightfully so. So he decided over 50% of the production of cocoa will be done in Ghana.
Locally.
It will be done locally. Of course, many people scoffed at that. Many people are like, you don't have the metal, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the what. But I do feel like some fires that come your way, it's like God in this, like it's a blessing in disguise.
Sure.
Because it gave them the motivation they need. They should have been done that. They should have been done that. 6% is crazy when this is $100 billion industry. And they come from you. We've seen it with Congo, which is very unfortunate.
The raw materials,
With the raw materials, with the children working. You see it's in phones, it's in the iPhone, you know.
Like, it's literally an every
but it's poor. But in terms of money, of minerals and resources, it's the richest in the world. Things like that. So they should have been done that. But now to show that they're serious, they've been importing intellectual knowledge from people. They've been importing inaitangwaje kukuleta, for example, not brain drain, bringing people from outside with the knowledge and power and whatever on how they can really now bring this manufacturing thing to life. Scientists, researchers, they've been bringing them in. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. But you see, imagine like Kenya, we are getting actual nini from Ghana as opposed to Swiss. Swiss from where?
It's better.
It's cheaper, and then it's Africa, it's the EU.
I feel like most of the times these problems stem from our government. I think they probably get some handouts, and now they give more power. Like now they're having to
close their eyes.
Exactly. And they export their own products, but at the expense of every
every other person.
Because I think maybe in as hard as it will get, all they just need to do is set up the factories and train people.
It's hard. But you have to start somewhere.
Exactly,
China started somewhere just in the 1980s.
Think of the long
It's not even that long ago. Late 1900 for some, 1980, 1980 up to 1990. So they started. You just have to start from somewhere and believe in yourself. And for example, with the amount of things that are happening in terms of inventions, maybe in Africa that's not our strongest suit. However, we've been blessed in a different way. And that is your resources.
For sure.
Africa is rich, especially in terms of resources. I feel like we need to protect that like no one's business. So that's what I'm having a beef with CS Kuria, because I feel like he's being a bit narrow-minded in this issue. Find a way that Kenya can be manufacturing this thing. And when Kenya manufactures, that's also East Africa will provide for. We do a lot of
and
trading.
it's the long game.
Laterally.
Actually, that's what I was
the long
about
game.
to go into, in terms of the leaders that we have don't think about the long term, because a Chinese man or someone from the US or something will come to you and say, so I want to do XYZ, I'll give you this to allow me to do it. And yeah, so maybe it's a crazy figure, maybe like you come and say 150 million, I have 150 million US dollars for you, right? So most of the leaders will take that,
but he's making a billion
and allow,
the same.
right?
Yeah.
And allow these people to do that, and then
make
without without thinking of
5
the aspect
years.
of, you know what, maybe if I don't take this and I figure out how to set up a
Leverage
system
this.
that works for my people, it will be worth so much more 5 years from now.
Imagine the jobs that they can create.
Look at
out of that.
Jews and their things. They don't play.
Right.
They're not even interested in political positions. They just want to be where the money is. They just want to be the decision makers.
And own, yes.
Yes.
Own
So
their thing.
there's power in that. And as long as you have your hand in money, you have your hand everywhere.
You have the power that comes with it.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like, guys, what do you think? What do you think with all the manufacturing?
I don't know if you guys saw this, the thing that I read recently, the huge bamboo roots that were being exported to
Baobab,
yeah, it was baobab, sorry, no bamboo. Yeah, but it's crazy because I bet they're probably either going to grow them or going to export to extract some good value of that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, is this something that ourselves we can't do? If it's the plant preservation, like, why don't we preserve it in Kenya? Why do we have to export it to, I don't know, to Georgia, so they can do whatever they're going to do with that?
And what they're doing is not rocket science.
Right.
It's something that I just want a leader that is curious enough. You want to do what with it? Okay, can we try it in Kenya first?
Exactly.
Right.
To open opportunities
Just
in
to
Kenya.
do that, yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
another thing, there's also a ministry literally dedicated to innovations and things. How many times have Kenyans come up with innovations? There's one idea, I'll create KTSG for the blind, it can talk to them. They never take those people.
Right. And it's funny,
So you can't tell me Kenya cannot manufacture things. There's just no way. The brain we have is outstanding.
Right. I think it's just the
There's
complacency.
just no support.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other one made a car out of mabatis and sijui what, and it's moving.
Being ridiculed. And
We
all
am
this
talking
stuff.
per budget. You
Yeah.
see, so those are the things again the media will show once and then forget. You see, and then they come and tell us you're still
Sad.
importing.
Right, and the crazy thing is, these are people who are in good positions.
Exactly.
My friend, if Uhuru, Ruto, Raila, these big leaders who go to UK, they go to China,
They live there
they
more
are
than here.
everywhere. Utakuambia, these people can't find investors for these ideas we have.
And they are travel. We have endowed them with all that power to look out for our economy.
And Kenya is always a hub for
Right.
investors. I
It's
promise.
crazy.
Kenya investors, when they
ideas-
want to invest something in Africa, they research Kenya. It's always a hub for investors.
Right?
quite
It's
deep.
always a hub for investors.
yeah.
But the problem is these gatekeepers, they just want to take everything.
They make it so hard for business to thrive. I saw on Twitter, but they're like, there's a friend who opened up a business and he was like, he's not going to register it in Kenya because in Kenya there's just so many taxes and so everyone wants a hand before we literally open the business.
Exactly.
So he had to
for
literally open the business in the US just to bypass all these back and forth, regulations in Kenya.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just making it so hard.
Of which is not really regulations.
And then there is the government
It's corruption.
regulation,
Yeah.
and then there is the powers that be that
Exactly.
you also have to pay.
Yeah.
Like you can't
you
get
will
to a
pay for
certain
the-
realm of
you will pay for the
success
license
without kissing the ring.
and pay the amount that you're paying for the license twice to the guy who is going to give you the license.
Right. Make it make sense.
By the way, speaking of sufficiency,
Yeah.
now I wanted to talk to you guys about, I think we've already talked about it, but for the audience, there's this article I saw. We'll share the
Yeah.
video. But this lady was talking about an article that was written about ritual humiliation on Africans by the Wazungus, especially when it comes to visas and how they travel.
Yeah.
And I bring that topic because what we're talking about the manufacturing and everything is so that our countries as Africans can be sufficient enough.
Right, yeah.
At least some level of independence is really important so that you can have power, even when it comes to negotiating. And I'm wondering what you guys think. Like, visas is a nightmare. And especially this one was given by the backdrop of artists.
Yeah.
Who's the DJ's name?
Coco M.
Coco M.
Coco M, yes.
Actually, after a lot of struggle, got the visa to go perform somewhere. But whatever the visa she got was to travel via Europe to get to where she was going. And at Egypt Air, she couldn't.
Right.
They stopped her.
The connecting flight, yes.
They stopped her. She showed them all the documentation.
Yeah.
And there was still like people like you are the ones who go to Coast Harbor.
And they don't want to come back.
And you don't want to come back.
Despite her showing that she's gonna be coming back, her flight's back.
Exactly, because they asked for proof that she's coming back.
Yeah.
And she showed them that she had booked with another air. But still, it didn't work.
Right.
Kenyans, oh God, just to get the visas is expensive, guys.
Right, and time consuming.
And it's expensive. Then you go for the interview, the person asks you one question and you're like, no. I have personally experienced that with my family.
Yeah.
It is very, very painful. It's not money that you can just bounce back from. It's 20,000 plus. You you get, and then they don't give you a reason. People have gone with bank statements. They've gone with proof that they're going to return. They've said they have families. They've said they even have jobs. They show bank statement.
Right.
They show everything.
It's never enough.
Even the DNA they have shown. And they're like, no. And you can't say anything about it.
Right. And you can't even ask why.
You can't.
Why they denied you.
You can't. You can't ask why. But this one is even more special because she now got the visa and they still stopped her. And this lady now was saying that's why you can't have international crossing, like artists getting this level of fame internationally because of
this restriction.
You can't go.
But
so there's a day they were also no? If I'm not getting wrong.
What's that?
I think there was a time, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
Systematic profiling.
Yeah.
No, but I'm making sense though, because now, I mean, how are you going to hit in North America if you can't even travel there with all the relevant documents?
They don't want you to hit
even making sense.
North America.
And by the time you're going to North America, it means that your music imesikika huko.
Yeah.
Because via the social media. So
and
even
you need
now
to go do the
grab
promo.
that audience more is to interact with them.
Exactly. You need to show up, do the shows so that they can see you, be able to turn more of your audiences into actual fans. But no, you can't do this with these restrictions. So how are you supposed to pop and reach international audiences? It's not even making sense at this point. It's just systematic racism.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's very, very frustrating. Guys, don't you think these governments in Africa, something needs to be done when it comes to these visas? It is painful, guys.
Right.
The things people go through, I know they can't accept everyone, but then there needs to be something then. If you're going to deny me a visa for whatever reason, return half of my money then. Can you imagine what the US Embassy is making? If from one person they're getting 20k?
Imagine.
And they say today we are taking 100 people. Clean. Okay? For example, for the visiting visa, if they give you, on top of the 15k you paid, I don't know if it's 15k right now, you still have to pay another 5k now to get it. That one now carries you for 5 years.
Right.
So imagine in a day how much they make. Let's keep it at 20 per person. And I don't even think there's a formula for them. I think it's random. I think they say today we are going to give 20 out of the 100. That's all. So each person gives 2. Because there's no explanation why some people are denying.
So you can't even tell why you lost it. Can you appeal or something? Okay. But not even like if you had
and you cannot touch them, you cannot do anything to them, they are protected. That's why I'm saying on a government to government level, there need to be talks. Foreign affairs. There need to be talks. Because this guy is, like I said, she said Africans have to pay get visas for over 120 countries. Over 120 countries you have to get a visa for. But you say if they want to come for tourism in Kenya, they don't need a visa.
Right.
They have checks and balances, but they don't need that. They don't need to go through this humiliating thing and then being told no.
You can tell me why I didn't make the cut. Then it just was like you guys guessed.
You see, like for this DJ, they stopped her bag, and she already of course spent money for her to even get to Egypt.
Definitely. Yeah.
You see, so there's such stories, and I like that they called it humiliation because it is.
It actually is.
Yeah, people go with proof. So you guys, if you've had an experience with these agencies, these are places, please tell us what you think.
Please, yeah.
I heard also like for US they actually want to cut out even the green card thing.
Oh, yeah. Why? There's just too many blacks in there.
They want to stop giving the green card. You know how you can apply randomly and then you get. They want to stop it.
Anyways, there's nothing too interesting about that. But honestly, I feel like in Kenya you can just thrive. You just need to have enough money for you to live that life.
Just don't be poor. You
Just
can
don't be
live anywhere.
Yeah, but there's also systematic profiling in Kenya.
You know, it's crazy. It's everywhere.
Conversation, yeah.
No, everywhere that has its demons,
Yeah.
but it's not color.
Yeah. There's another tribal aspect in Kenya.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It is, yeah, but I really would just want to know, if there's anyone who's been profiled or like any racial profiling in regards to, visa and traveling, then maybe how they've been able to circumnavigate it,
Yeah.
They can just share the
And I
insights.
told you
Yeah,
guys, like
definitely.
for my brother, they said probably it's because he's too young. Well, they denied him a student visa, and student
Wow.
visas, they are also very rigid because it's after the schooling ends, you can only stay maybe for a couple of months, but you need to go back.
Yeah.
So he's going to go back, but
Right, yeah.
they still refuse.
Yeah,
But
that's so sad.
it's okay. There's nothing you can do. That's why I feel like as Africans, if we can get to a certain level of sufficiency and make our economy as Africans really powerful, so that it's a big deal to travel within Africa.
Yeah.
Be successful in Africa.
Right.
Yeah. Then the others, they have no choice
Yeah.
because they still need us.
Yeah.
Ama pia sisi wachukue visa pia kwetu.
It's
I don't
good
know.
for that.
Yeah, I feel like we just complain when it comes to visas, we don't have any solution.
But yeah, this is just sad.
But just, you know what, guys? Still, what's yours is for you. What's for you is yours.
Hey, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Despite everything, like don't not shoot for the stars. Don't not apply for the visa.
Definitely.
You never know. People still get it. But I feel like for this episode, I just wanted to make you guys curious, just to read up on a few things.
For sure.
And I feel like knowledge is power.
Definitely.
For sure.
Right.
And also just to spark this dialogues, because I feel like we never really have them. So guys can just share their insights, how they've been able to circumnavigate it, so that we also can just prepare ourselves.
Just
Follow us.
Yes.
So guys, we had a good show. Thank you guys. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the class.
Yes.
Class has ended.
Thank you, Miss Joy,
Yes.
for the info.
Yeah.
I think it's been amazing, so yeah, I think until next time.
Bye bye.
Keep it
guys.
always.
Keep it bye bye.